devices because it's about that time to join the Feel Better Fun. We're live in the DMV, that's Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia, representing, that's right, the DMV. And I'm your host, Sylver, Logan, Sharp, and it's Feel Better Friday. Come on, yeah. Woo, I know somebody needs to feel better. And we're about to get it in. Are you ready to meet the Feel Better Friday fellas? Come on over here. Put your hands together for the Feel Better Friday fellas for the day, y'all. Come on. We got Robbie on guitar, Biscuit on drums, and Chris Allen on percussion, and my co-host, Mr. Daryl L.A.Hunt on keys. They're like, don't be calling us to be playing at noon. We don't do these hours. I just have to throw this in just a little. I love the Lord. He heard my cry. And pity every wrong. Long as I live, while troubles rise, they always rise. I'll hasten I'll hasten to his throne. He always hears my every cry, and pity every groan. Oh, let my heart no more despair, no more despair. While I have breath in my body to pray, breath in my body to pray. Come on, Daryl. to his throne. Said I'll hasten to his throne. I'll hasten to his throne. I'll feel better Friday, yeah. I'll hasten to his throne. Listen to his throne. It's Feel Better Friday, y'all. We're live at the LOFT. Come on, Daryl. We gotta celebrate life, y'all. It's Feel Better Friday. We're live in the LOFT. Let me get to the temporary now. That's everybody's favorite part, right? Everybody knows that part, right? Everybody knows that part. Oh, they done took Biscuit. Biscuit that gone with him. Oh, Biscuit that gone with him. Oh, we got him. Everybody say good times. Good times. Yeah. That is the church.
Oh, I thought Lily was gonna riff.
No.
Riff. I didn't hear.
That's right. She's a singer too now. Don't. I got extra mics. Don't play. Don't play.
Preach. That's it.
Listen, y'all give it up. I know, right? She went. Listen, we will have the word on Feel Better Friday. Don't get it twisted. There's enough
We got mics everywhere.
Right. Listen. We have to get it in. We'll get it in. Don't make. I will put you on the spot
Lady's
now.
like y'all don't have a budget.
But all right, she was like, y'all ain't got a budget. You know we pay in chicken. I'm just, it's a church thing. Don't worry about it. But listen, I want to make sure you know who the players are. We've got some other good DMV wonderful players in the house there. And listen, give it up for Biscuit Bynum. His name is Chris Shaw. We call him Biscuit on drums. My man Robbie, you know Biscuit. Y'all know Biscuit from Sounds of the City and Why Explain It. Shout out to two of the best bands in DC, y'all. And if that's not enough, give it up for my man Robbie McDonald. You know him from Chelsea Green and the Green Project, as well as Secret Society. My man Chris Allen from Trouble Punk and Sylver Logan Players. And of course, my co-host, Mr. Daryl L.A.Hunt. Now listen, y'all ready? Our guest today is a DMV native, a product of the Duke Ellington School of the Arts. This singer-songwriter is moving the world with her gift. Her voice can be heard on some America by Duke's recordings, as well as live performances with the Roots, just to name a few. She's got y'all hear me, 4 releases. She's got Hear Me, Black Star, The Prelude, and The Ballad of Purple. So y'all better give it up for that. You know what I'm talking about. She's just right now back off tour from running all over the world with the one and only Lenny Kravitz. She's just dropped her latest single, Running. Y'all put your hands together for Yazaro! Hey, what's going on, folks? It's my pleasure to come and see you guys tonight. otherwise known as Purple St. James, up in here. Y'all bring her tea on them. That's it. Yes, ma'am.
And all this family in the room
Yes,
too,
that's
man.
for you, sister.
Thank you.
It's hot.
Yes,
That's for
Sylver.
you. Yes, and I'm gonna need my outfit back too.
But before I say one more thing, I gotta shout out this Goodbino.
Yes.
My homeboy Rod on bass. My brother Daryl, who I've known since I was 16 years old.
Right. We're gonna tell all them
You know,
stories.
all
We gotta
our
hurry up.
business.
We gotta
But
let's
like
talk about.
Biscuit and Robert are actually two producers on Legend.
Yeah.
And we
See,
did this
I had
in 20
to- I
years
had
ago.
to-
So this is family in the
I
room. So
told
when I
you.
walked in and they were playing Legend, I almost really like it.
Yeah.
I know. Robbie
No.
was like, wait, I know that song.
But it's funny though.
I think I produced that.
Right, they do so many projects though. It's like, oh wait, that is me. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and
Must be
that
nice.
song was written before Miles was even born, I thought of.
Wow.
You know? So it's a beautiful thing that I finally get to put this record on a record worthy of it.
Right.
And that's why I held on to it for so long. You know, and it
No,
took
I
on many
understand.
incarnations before I finally had this one. But the one that made me the most happy is the one that we did together.
Oh.
Because that's what birthed what you now hear.
Here, right.
You know,
right.
so I'm just so
Evolving
glad.
of-
Yeah, and I ain't played the Biscuit in a million years.
I had to
Or
call.
Robbie.
Had to call that one
Yeah, you
biscuit.
call them
There's
family.
several, but that's the biscuit right there, the biscuit.
There is no other.
I mean butter too,
Like
butter
butter.
biscuit. You know.
Someone actually called them muffins
I
too.
know, right? Nickname Muffin.
Because he's huggable and sweet.
Like,
Biscuit, like I know where all of y'all live.
biscuit, biscotti, all that stuff.
Right.
Right.
When we were in Italy with Fred Yane.
Yeah, we were in
And
Italy.
we remember this trip. Robbie was there. We were all on this gig
Right.
with Fred Yane.
We were called
And the
other
promoter
dudes.
came over there and he's trying to remember everybody's name, and he said Biscotti, and
Yeah,
we lost it. Lost it. I've been calling him Biscotti ever since.
Right,
We were in
right,
Italy.
right.
We were in Italy.
How
That's
about
right.
that,
It was only
Exactly
right.
It was only right, but he
that's
said
true.
it with a straight face too, and we hollered.
Oh,
It was
we're
so
gonna
funny.
fly on the wall for that.
Oh, it was, and he said it with biscotti. You know, when I
And
tell
the
you,
mullet
we hit the
dudes.
floor.
That was it.
Right,
That's
right.
what it is.
Exactly. So I want to get to as much Yazara music as possible. I think I probably wore this one out, y'all. Starship.
Oh, wow.
Right, Chris is like, oh, we're gonna do that one, right? We're doing that one, that's my jam. Y'all, it's Feel Better Friday. We are here with Yazara, and this is Starship.
So this story is the story of my life. And I wrote it in 15 minutes. It's one of those tunes that like you hear it, and immediately it touches something inside you, which music is supposed to do. And the song was produced by Steve McKee. He's produced for it Bilal Oliver. He's done records with The Roots, Estelle, Kendrick and the Family Soul. And he's a dear friend of mine because he could have given this record to anybody. But he let me keep it. Because he knew it was my song, my anointing. So I'm going to tell my story. And I hope it resonates with you. Where I don't feel mistreated. I'm gonna go somewhere far beyond the sky and the trees.
That was Starship. Woo! That's on the Black Star CD. Project, no? Bottom Purple St. James. I always do that. Now, tell me about how Purple St. James came to be.
So, some folks in this room know this story very well. They were there for me. And I've been blessed to be in the music business for a very long time. In 2003, I signed a deal. Thank God I had really good paperwork.
Paperwork.
And, I don't like to badmouth anything, but I learned some very valuable lessons. Some of them were things that were my fault, and others were things that were beyond my control.
I understand.
But by the time I was done, I didn't want to hear my own name anymore. Because I felt like this thing that I love so much, and Yazara is a foundation for me to remind myself to be great. And so Yaz, after my grandmother who passed at the age of 103 years old in Ghana.
Amen.
And she helped raise 29 children. 26 girls, of which my father, 26 girls, 3 boys, and my father was the only surviving male child. So she went from third wife status to first wife status with the birth of my father. And it became a national holiday with the Ashantis because my grandfather was in jail at the time fighting for rights for farmers against the British. And so he got on his knees and he said, "May the breath of my ancestors and my wife's ancestors, fathers, breathe into this boy that he may live a life that is long." My father's 86 years old, and our last name, Orduro Corton, is the 2 surnames put together. I didn't find this until last year when I went to Ghana for the first time to be aided my siblings. Yes, and so Yazra is the name of is my paternal grandmother's names, and I put those names together to remind myself to be great. So to find out that historical synergy between my father and I, who I didn't meet till I was 14.
The doorbell! You never know who's gonna pop in.
Who is that?
At the loft. It's Feel Better Friday, y'all. It's what we do. I know. See, they done heard Yazara was in the building. And now they coming on through. It happens.
And so when I say I'm loving this hair.
Do we like? I joined the short club. I had to do it.
Just for the children, I didn't want it.
I love that. I had to do it. It was just
wonderful.
It's time.
You already know I'm here.
I love its color. It's just hair, y'all. Don't get excited.
It grows back.
And don't try this at home. It ain't for everybody.
But nobody does it like Sylver. You wear that red, you wear the honey, you wear it. So long story short, I didn't want to hear this name. It gave me so much pride, significant confidence, because I'm also painfully shy. Those who know me know that I'm an extroverted introvert.
Right.
To know
because when the lights come on, okay.
When the lights come on,
it's a whole nother thing.
I promise I'm not shady, I'm just shy.
Right.
Okay? Just shy. So to hear my name became painful. I had a writer's block. I was wearing the same robe for 3 years because the situation was so intense. I got off a tour while being with this label, and I came off with a polyp and a cyst on my vocal cords, and it took me 8 months to be able to record again. And so when I
never mind wanting to.
Never mind wanting to.
There's the ability to, and then the wanting.
Yeah, and the music business will kill the love for making music in a heartbeat. Just like being in love with the wrong person may kill your ability to love others in the future. It's just, you take this thing that you love.
Y'all should write this down. You understand me? This is Feel Better Friday knowledge right here. I'm saying this every day. Not every day. Every day. Let's be clear.
Every day.
Every day. Yes.
So, it took my first love from me, which was making music, because I felt like somebody had bastardized this thing that I had fallen in love with when I was a child. Before I could speak, I could sing, and I didn't want to sing. Right. So I met a sister who was a Howard University graduate. Her name is Inga Nandi Willis, and she had moved to Durham, North Carolina, where I was living. You know Inga. And she, like I, had a really traumatic experience in the industry. She's probably one of the most unseen MC heroes of our time. She did records with Lauryn Hill, Craig Mack, you name it. She did with everybody, but LaFace would not release her record. They did not know what to do with her.
Yep.
4 records. While matriculating
in Howard all the time.
4 records that had never seen the light. 4 records that had never seen the light of day.
Which take a minute to do. That ain't something you just do in a couple of weeks.
So instead they were like, you just write songs. We'll use your pen, and while you watch everybody else play the field, we're gonna put you on the bench. So we Yeah, so we both were sitting on the bench in Durham, North Carolina, like, well,
Right. Ain't gonna say it.
I'm not coming back, you know?
Right.
And a friend of mine in California, Morris, said, I have a friend that just moved to Durham, North Carolina. Her name is England. You two should meet. And so we started making records together in Durham to write for other people because I was done. I literally got a job as a secretary. I was a Girl Friday. I was done. I got a job at a Banana Republic. Folks would be like, you look so familiar. I just had a video on BET the year before. So literally God had to break me down to build me back up because I lost my mind because I couldn't make music. And I saw this documentary on Gordon Parks, who's probably one of the most amazing vanguards of our time, who was not only a photographer, who had a third grade education, who was basically sold off by his family and became one of the best composers of our time, most prolific writers, just this amazing thing. And I was like, I can be something more than music. So that's why I ended up going out and getting this job, because I wanted to live a civilian life. Because everything I'd done my whole life had been music. Whole life. I got out of high school and I went straight to college for a year and ended up on tour with Erykah Badu for 7 years.
Right.
So my life was basically
And when you were about
revolving around
12.
that. Yeah, and I started making records with Daryl when I was like 15 years old, writing my first song.
Yeah, she was literally still at
Yeah, I was cutting school to go to Howard to write songs. Some people still think I'm a bison. In my heart,
I know, me too. We're Ellington babies.
Yes.
Which
It's
is
all in
the
the
sister
same,
cousin
though. It's all
to
in the
Howard
same
University. It
group.
is all the
Mike
same.
Malone, rest in peace.
Yes.
Right, that's right. We all came up through that school,
Yes.
so.
His ancestry is still all over us. It's still in us
All
now,
over.
which is why we all are so great.
That's
But at the time, I needed somebody to link up with, and I love how Black women come through for one another. She came through for me, I came through for her, and it was the key to me writing again. But I couldn't do it under Yazra. So if we were writing Mary songs, I put on a Mary wig, and so I started calling myself Purple St. James. Also because I would be singing for pay for rappers, and when you're singing like "Let's Go Half on a Baby" and "My Crew Got Guns," I did not often, I didn't want Yazra's name associated with such.
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah, I'm on a few of them records.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Sometimes you got to pay that
Not
bill.
proud of it, but
I
you
mean,
know.
my crew got guns. I got guns. Why everybody got a gun? Yeah, you know, like Yazra's name is not going right. But thank you for that check, though.
That's right. Come on, payday.
Thank you for that check, though.
No, listen. Working with Kid Rock, you know.
Oh, you know.
Listen. Shout out to his rockness. Anyway.
So let's go on to the next song.
I was gonna say, maybe I shouldn't. They were like, Sylver said, what?
So Purple was my big baby Jesus.
No wonder you trying to write. No wonder
I
she's
did.
trying to get in everybody's church. That's what you recording on records?
It's 2018.
I'm not gonna say
They can't let me into service. I burst into flames in the vestibule. It's true. God bless you.
That is funny right now. That is really funny. Just who's that in y'all? Well, it was.
Just
Anyway.
as I am without one. Thank you. That's why I go to my altar. But I'm still, if you ask me to come to your church, I will sing.
Right. In all of our glory, right? Colorful hair and all. Right.
You're gonna be about 8 exposures right behind you. You'll be right behind you.
Right. It's all right. That's all right. We all trying to get
Right,
there
make
the
it
best way we
happen.
can. So I know we got so much to get in, y'all. It's Feel Better Friday. I hope you are enjoying this day, this moment right now, and really coming away with some amazing nuggets from an amazing woman. You are doing the daggone thing. Let me tell you something. Writer, producer. That doesn't really scrape the surface, but I know being a mother is probably one of the most important things to that wonderful little gem named Miles. How is Mr. Miles?
He just turned 7
I'm
3 weeks ago. He just
7.
turned
Wait a
7.
minute, that would
Yes.
make me not that old. I'm sorry. He was 4 5 minutes ago.
I just turned 40, and I told somebody recently, I was like, getting older is like my birthright. It's God's way of saying I'm
Come
still
on.
here.
You know.
Aging is up to me. But getting older is
Hey!
like, I'm so excited
Come on.
about that because that means I'm
That was
actually
the word.
alive. Because
Yes,
I'm not getting
right.
older than I did.
Then
and
you're
I'm not
right. Then we
really
need to
ready
get
be
older.
dead.
Right, exactly.
So
I know all my friends who say, child, I'm getting old. I'm like, I'm not. I'm getting fabulous.
this is what 40 looks like.
Right. Yeah, go on, work. Come on, say, look. All of that right there, all of that. Woo, it's Feel Better Friday, y'all. Know somebody feel better.
And I mean,
Anyway, I know we going to do Corvette, or should we move on to her? Should we go on?
well, Little Red Corvette is actually going to be one of the releases.
Is
So,
it?
Yes.
All right. So then we gotta do that. Listen, Yazoo, you unlike a lot of people do a lot of Prince tributes,
Definitely.
but you've taken that even to another level. And a lot of women are doing Prince tributes.
Yeah.
But you're doing it in black flipping while you're doing it and carrying on. So you recorded this one, yeah?
Yes, I was 8 months pregnant, and I went to Philadelphia to record Bilal Oliver and Steve McKee, and I was huge. And but when I first did it, I actually did it with Biscuit and Robbie.
Wow.
It was my very first tribute, and I was hiding my pregnancy.
Biscuit was like, wait, what not, didn't
No,
you-
remember this? Yeah, remember this? Yes, it's Uncle Biscuit. Uncle Biscuit. Like, for real.
Doesn't everybody have an Uncle Biscuit?
Oh, they could only be one.
It could only be one.
Oh, yeah, you know, I told you it could only be one.
Right.
And so, I wrote this because it became something different for me. And the thing about music, which is so wonderful, is it's subjective. It becomes different things to different people.
Absolutely.
And I felt like before I got pregnant with my son, my ex-husband, who's an excellent father, and we were good to each other as long as we could be.
Right.
And when it was time to go, he was ready to go, and I wasn't. And so I started to kind of throw myself against the wall of life for a minute in hopes that I just kind of destroy myself if possible.
Right.
And I remember waking up one morning after like binge drinking someplace.
Right.
And
trying to get in a bottle of wine.
trying to get in a bottle of wine and hoping I might drown it. And I really wanted to die because I had, like many women do, built my entire world about meeting, marrying this person. Jeremiah Wright married us in this all-white wedding on the beach. Like it was blackety black excellence, you know? And I thought it was supposed to last forever, and it didn't. And so, God bless, I was draining my band with all of my heartbreak stories, and we were playing Little Red Corvette. And we could all admit it, we sounded like a wedding band playing that Little Red Corvette the way it was written that night, and I was like, this shit cannot be.
Right.
So I've been listening to Aretha. Do right. If you wanna do right all day is woman. If you wanna do right all day, man, all day ad nauseum. Or you, how can I love you if you, what did you? You're tying both of my hands. And I was like, what if Aretha, in a way, I thought, what if Aretha was singing this? Because she's
Aretha was singing Little Red Corvette.
Because she was singing My Pain at the time. And so I was like, Biscuit, let's just slow this meter down. And you play the 30 seconds on the hi-hat. And let's just see. Let that kick sound like what my heart feels like right now. Because every step I was making or taking at the time felt like labored. I felt like I was pushing a boulder up a hill every day because not only was my marriage about to be over, but now I was carrying a child and about to be the thing I never thought I would be because I thought I did all this shit right.
Right.
You know, I got married, I'm having this baby, and what people say I'm supposed to do it in wedlock.
Right.
Got
a job, I did everything.
Right. Like that's supposed to be the qualifiers for womanhood or being great or being wonderful. Like the shit that they make us sign on to as women is so unfair. I'm so glad I no longer subscribe to it. But at the time,
Come on, say it.
yeah, but at the time, I thought I was dying.
Following the rules and dying at the
rules.
same time, right?
And so I thought about this girl who couldn't find the man of her dreams because she was too busy chasing the man of the hour. And so, you know, I remember meeting my ex-husband, and I was on my own doing me, and I had a plan to keep doing me. And he picked me up off the dance floor of sorrow because I had just gotten out of another relationship. And so he was here, and I was there, and he was pursuing me, and I said, well, Lord, I'm about to carry Heavenly Father, the next man that comes in my life. Please, Lord, let him be. And so he had done all that. And he prayed and spoke in tongues, and we make love, go to church, go see commission, and all that shit. I was supposed to be. And then go back home and have premarital sex, and then, you know, I thought it was supposed to be. And then we got eloped so we would be married in sin, even though he jumped off a cliff the day before the wedding. This man clearly did not want to do this. You know, we forced ourselves to do something we were not ready for. You know, and we did that because
somebody needs to hear this right now.
You don't have to marry him if you don't want to.
You don't want to.
You could just date him a little while longer. Maybe dating him a little while longer might ensure that your marriage might last. And doing it too early. Listen, because you got to work the kinks out. You gotta work the kinks So I actually,
I have to make sure it's gonna
like
stick,
this person,
you know?
and make sure it's
Right.
gonna stick, because divorce costs a lot of money, y'all. Y'all don't understand.
Doing it.
Divorce debt ain't no,
Right.
y'all mess up your credit. Just wait.
Just wait.
It's okay. You can test drive until you figure it out. It's all right. And I should have test driven, and I'm sure he feels the same way. But we thank God
Right.
for Miles Walter's song Christelle,
Aw.
who saved my life.
Say his name again.
Miles Walter's song Christelle.
Walter's song.
Yes, Walter's after his grandfather, who was a minister, who was my very best friend.
Okay.
And I loved him. Used to love to come over and eat my peach cobbler. And he probably kept my ex-husband and I married longer than we would have been
Supposed to.
without him. Yeah, because he was a minister and he had a lot of love in his heart and he wanted to see it all work. So I'm sitting there and we're working on this, and so I said, well, go on, Biscuit, start that heartbeat
Come on,
for me.
Start the heartbeat.
And so I started to tell my story, and it's a wonder I got through rehearsal okay. I don't think I did. I think I was a mess. I was a mess, huh? And I had on the sequin dress that we had made perfect to hide my newly bulging belly. And so I stepped up and worked the line. Because I was still a dramatic.
Duke Ellington School of the Arts, that's how we do it. Dramatic. Go.
So I made sure they let the lights rise on my pain. And I'm going to dedicate this to Aretha Franklin because I think she was the quintessential twerk singer who sung our pain and our promise in ways that we can learn how to pick up her mantle and to do now, because the times are still the same. The players are just different. So I thought this girl with mascara running down her cheeks, and she's on the coldest side of the pillow by herself. This is what she says. Well, you're the kind of person who lives in making our words. Cause I should've known when you showed me your truth and tell you were. So
It's Feel Better Friday, y'all. We're live in the loft with Yazara. Come on.
You should take some of this.
Always wanted a little red Corvette. Convertible even. Wanna go real, 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 real fast. Oh, baby, you're much too fast. Little red Corvette. Baby, you're much too fast.
Little red Corvette. Never knew it could be true. It's sweet, so glad that I found you. Please set me free. So glad to know you. Ooh, so proud of you. Ooh, yeah. I only wanna know.
It's Feel Better Friday, y'all. We're with Yazara live in the loft. This love is you. Yes. Come on. I gotta admit, this is my jam right here. This one right here, my favorite video of you on the beach and all your pregnant glory. This is my jam right here. I ain't gonna lie. We'll send this one out to Miles.
Yes,
He wasn't even here yet, and he was starring in the video, y'all. It's Feel Better Friday. We're live in the
Feel
loft.
better, y'all.
Put your hands together one more time for Chris Allen on percussion.
Yes.
Come on, Chris. Come on. On drums, Chris Biscuit Bynum. Come on. On guitar, Robbie McDonald. Come on and play. And of course, my co-host on stage and off, Mr. Daryl L.A.Hunt. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it's Feel Better Friday. We're live in the loft with the one, the only, Yazara. Come on, hey! This is Love Comes Singing Today.
I never thought that I would love again, 'cause it escaped me for so long. I never thought that I could live again, yeah. And now you're craving
all day, right? You know we can do this all day, all day. Okay, I'm gonna talk to you. Bring it. You know what time it is? Feel better, yeah. Feel better Friday. 'Cause we're live in the loft, and it's feel better, feel better, feel better.